So it's time to make some week 4 college football picks. I have 6 of them for you today, and we're going to start right there with the number 11th ranked USC Trojans traveling to Michigan to face the 18th ranked Wolverines. So this is a Big Ten matchup. USC's got a lot of momentum. They got a lot of chances this season with a fairly favorable schedule. They could prove themselves this year as big players in the Big Ten. But for Michigan, this team is a shell of themselves. They got absolutely wrecked and just embarrassed by Texas. There's not much more to say about it. Give me USC to win. They easily cover that 5.5 point spread. So let's move on to the number 6th ranked Tennessee Volunteers traveling to Oklahoma to face the 15th ranked Sooners. Oklahoma in their first SEC game since entering the conference. But for Tennessee, Nico Iamaleava has been very impressive so far. It's been fun to watch what he's done so far this season. And Tennessee, on offense and on defense, has just been outstanding. They've outscored their opponents 191-13. They did have that big ranked win versus NC State. And for Oklahoma, it's been a shaky start. They squeaked by that terrible Houston team. But for this one, it's going to be closer than you think. I do have Tennessee winning this game, but I have Oklahoma +7. I think this game is within a touchdown. Yes, Tennessee wins, but Oklahoma puts up a pretty good fight in their first SEC game, and they will impress. But Tennessee will continue their dominance in 2024. So let's move on to Arkansas and Auburn. Oh boy, I just had to put this one on here. Peyton Thorne's going to be on the bench again. Hank Brown, the original Liberty commit that committed to Auburn last season when Hugh Freeze took the job there, he's going to start. And he had a pretty impressive showing versus New Mexico last week. He went 17-25, 235 yards and 4 touchdowns. And for the Razorbacks, they're in a really bad place right now. You probably saw their athletic director talking this week about NIL and their struggles with that, and their talent discrepancies really showing. And there's not a whole lot they can do this season. It's almost a lost cause. Auburn wins, and they easily cover that 3-point spread. So let's move on. You got number 24 Illinois and number 22 Nebraska. Dylan Raiola, the 5-star from Beaufort, Georgia, versus Luke Altmaier, the transfer from Ole Miss. Story of this is Nebraska isn't terrible anymore, but let's pump the brakes on Nebraska's run for the Big Ten. I think they still have a lot of work to do. I do have Nebraska covering the 7.5 point spread, winning this game, maybe just by a tiny fraction, but they do win and they do cover, and that's all that matters. So let's move on to possibly one of the best games this weekend. It's number 12 Utah and number 14 Oklahoma State. Cam Rising for Utah, he's banged up, but he's expected to play. And if he's 100%, I think he'll have an efficient game. But, Oklahoma State, this is what I see. I see them establishing the running game on the back of Ollie Gordon III. And Alan Bowman's going to continue to put up some big numbers against that struggling Utah defense. They're going to expose them in a couple different ways, I believe. And Oklahoma State wins. They cover the 2.5. May not be by much, but I think this is going to be a great game and one you should check out this weekend. In the final game, why did I put this one on here? Florida and Mississippi State. The story for this is Eugene Wilson, wide receiver for Florida, is going to be out this week, and that's a major blow. But really the question is, are we going to see a quarterback combination between Graham Mertz and DJ Lagway? And I usually scoff at a 2-quarterback system. I think it's kind of silly in most cases, but I think it's the right decision to play them both. I really don't know what Billy Napier is going to do exactly, but for Mississippi State, the goal here is to compete. It's a tough first season for Jeff Lebby. A win here wouldn't be that impressive, but a Florida loss would be absolutely devastating, earth-shaking, really. So Florida does win. They cover. Billy Napier's seat really doesn't get any cooler, but they just continue to fight. And that's really all you can say about both of these teams. It's going to be a terrible game to watch, but it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So that is my Week 4 picks. Thank you for watching.